let's go ahead and take a look at the first of today's trailer. And as you guys know, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action Netflix series, is premiering later this week. I believe it's coming out on Thursday. I'm going to try to watch as much of the show as possible and kind of give you a review, an impressions review of maybe like the first 5 or so episodes, and maybe doing a spoiler review for it on Saturday, along with Tyler Perry's Mea Culpa chat. So I have a lot to do later this week. But we can go ahead and take a look at the final trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'll come back with my thoughts, you come back with your thoughts, and we'll have a nice little discussion.
Aang, you must master the Avatar state.
It can be the ultimate weapon. Or it can save your life.
Everyone is counting on me. Am I supposed to save the world if I don't know what I'm doing?
But imagine what'll happen if you don't even try.
What is that? Killed all those people.
I thought you firebenders had some guts.
I don't know where this will all lead. The one thing I do know is this is just the beginning. Papa! Yip yip!
He said the thing. He said yip yip. There you go. Only on Netflix chat. February 22nd, which again is literally this Thursday, and I'll be checking it out soon. I mean, visually, I think it looks a lot better. I think visually this looks a lot better than the first trailer. So I think they just had more time to, render all these effects, making sure the CGI looks nice and crisp and fantastical and fun, of course. And so, yeah, I think in terms of the spectacle stuff, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The aesthetics. There's kind of like this kind of grayness to it, though. Kind of like this grayness a little bit. Like it's almost like a little bit like a gray, or like a filter, like a gray filter. That's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Like a gray filter was layered on top of it. But despite that, other than that, it still looks very good visually. With the dialogue, not a lot of dialogue so far. I'm really interested to see just kind of like the back and forth between all these characters. A little flat to me, some of the lines that they're saying. Zuko, however, I'm kind of digging what his whole thing so far. He's kind of having that emotion, and that's packed into it right now, and I'm liking that. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best for this. Now, unlike One Piece, which I went into with like no expectations at all. Like I wasn't familiar with the property in any capacity. I mean, as you guys know, infamously, I said I thought the main character's name was Mr. One Piece. I had no idea about Luffy and all that and the Straw Hats, but I ended up really loving that show. Now again, I knew nothing about it, and so I just kind of let it wash all over me, and I liked what they did. But at the same time, they seemed to really appease the One Piece fans, and I think for the most part, they really liked it as well. So, and it turned out to be like one of my favorite shows of last year. Now this, I have a lot of investment into Avatar: Last Airbender. I grew up watching this series back in the 2000s. I remember when it first premiered in 2005. And it's not only one of my favorite animated shows of all time, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I think it's great what Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko were able to create. They did such a great job. And of course, we've seen how bad it can get when this property is mishandled with the M. Night Shyamalan movie, which changed the trajectory of the franchise for years, and only now is it kind of recovering, which is good. I'm glad it is. And so yeah, I'm a little trepidatious. I know, and the other things that have me worried is like Konietzko and DiMartino. They left because they weren't happy with a lot of the things that were going on behind the scenes and the changes that were being made. And then you had the creators of this particular adaptation talking about like, oh yeah, we're changing some stuff with Sokka, and he's not going to have this be a part of his arc, and Katara's not going to be very maternal and motherly. I'm just like, I don't know. I started getting nervous, and so I mean, we'll see. I mean, this literally comes out in a couple days now, and I can share my thoughts and opinions with you guys on this show very, very, very soon, and we can have a nice discussion about it. But I'm a little worried, to be perfectly honest, and so I love the original series, and I'm always gonna be a little nervous to see it handled, in by anyone, outside of Konetsko and DiMartino. I'm always gonna be like, I'm not sure, because I think we were exposed to like literally one of the worst adaptations of any property in the history of filmmaking. So I'm a little nervous. But what about you guys? What did you think of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the final trailer? I'm curious. Let's see. Looks cool, but I don't trust it yet. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kaz. Like, it looks cool, but I don't trust you. If it looks better than the film, Chris says everyone is actually emoting. There are people, that is true. I will say that. People are like Zuko was emoting. There's some oomph in their voices. There's definitely some oomph. I will say that. A little bit of a flatness though, like the line delivery, but you're not wrong. Filter, but yeah, the gray filter. I was like, what's that thing? Forgot the word. Yeah, it doesn't quite pop. Thank you. So you guys see what I'm seeing, right? Yeah, you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it doesn't pop. Because when you think of Avatar, it's like it has a wonderful use of color, especially when we go to all these different nations, whether it be the Water Tribe or the Earth Kingdom or the Fire Nation. I mean, visually, it's a very stunning show, and so using a wide spectrum of color, just a bit of a grayness to it, and it was an odd choice, but again, I want to see it, in full motion, full context within these long episodes. So we'll see. Oh, let's see. I mean, yeah, I don't think it'll be as bad as the 2010 Last Airbender. You'd have to try very hard to be that bad. I hope it's not that way. I don't think it will be. Juke the Ronin, welcome. He'll be better than One Piece. Wow. Okay. It's a bold statement, but we'll see. I'm hoping it's at the very least it's just as good. If it's just as good, then perfect. I'll be very, very happy with that. Even if they're going to make a lot of change, which I understand they have to. You're not going to be able to incorporate everything from the show, obviously. They can even cut some stuff that's unnecessary, like some filler episodes. I'm not gonna shed a tear because they didn't cover the Great Divide. I'm not gonna be upset by that. So if they do that, then cool. There's hope, but apparently they made Sokka less sexist, even though that's his arc. That's his arc in like the first season. Agreed. Yeah. And that's the thing that I was like, why? Like that's, but he stops being sexist later on because he meets all these because he lives in the society where it's like, yeah, women, all they do is they cook and they clean and they birth babies. That's it. That's all they do. They're brood mares, but then he meets all these amazing women throughout the show. I mean, whether it's observing Katara and her journey to be a waterbending master, which is a huge part of her arc, of course, or meeting Suki, who is this warrior, and their whole that specific culture is all based around Avatar Kyoshi, who was an Avatar before Aang and stuff, and they kind of wear her garb and her honor, and that's really interesting, and Sokka observes that and changes his opinion throughout the first season. So they said that they removed that. I'm like, okay, what purpose is he going to serve? I hope he's just not going to be like comic relief or something. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that. Hi, Zuko here. I mean, Zuko, that actor, listen, Zuko has like one of the best character arcs in the history of animation. So that actor and those writers have a lot to play with. I hope they didn't change anything for Zuko. I mean, it's like, why would you? It's what's written for him originally is absolutely amazing. And thank you. Glee, for the 100 biddies. Is that someone reaction? Your best performing video? Thank you, Glee, for the 100 biddies, and thanks for asking. It's not my best performing video. I think my best performing videos are my One Piece review, my second One Piece review, because I did an impressions review, I want to say, and then I did like a full season 1 review, and that's my best one. And then I think there's like several others that are pretty high too, but it's definitely up there now. It's definitely up there. I mean, I have a relatively small YouTube channel, though it's growing steadily, which has been nice to see. Nearly 500 new subs this month alone, which has been great. But yeah, 5K views, which is pretty cool. And I appreciate everyone commenting and liking it. Whether you, again, disagree or, agree with my opinion, it's great to have the engagement. So thank you. Thank you for checking it out, too. But the video's doing pretty well, which I'm happy about. Let's see. Herman, he doesn't know. I understand. I get it. Looks good, but everything I heard about the behind the scenes got me worried, like the creators of the original series lab production because of creative differences. So, yeah, no, I'm right there with you. That's why I'm pretty trepidatious. I'm right there with you guys. Let's see here. Movie's gonna be better. Mark my words. Oh God, I can't. I would be shocked. I'd be really surprised. Really surprised. Juke the Road says it'll be okay. Did you call me, Chris? Call what? What'd I say? What'd I do? I was reading your response. Reading your response. Cedar Spot, green salutation. Hope you living long and prospering. Welcome back to the stream. Because only sees Chris. The word is Chris. Oh, I was saying Kaz. I'm going back. You both got K's in your name. It's hard to keep track. Who else is here? Yes, he needs to keep up his ignore the women's brand. That's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. I got to keep it consistent. I'll ignore you from now on. Don't worry. I'm going to put a kibosh to reading all these woman comments. Junior, M. Night Shyamalan version is arguably the worst movie I've seen. Oh, it's up there for me, man, too. Yeah, it's like in my top 5 like worst movies of all time. Yep. Yeah, she's like the mother in the brood. I think she's the mother in the brood. I wouldn't describe Katria that way. Or excuse me, Katara. You know who I mean. Katria, Katara, you know who I'm talking about. You know an animated Zuko movie's coming out next? Is it next year? I know it's in some form of production. I know in terms of the animated movies, they're doing one that is like the game when they're a little older, like in their late 20s or 30s. I know there's like a Zuko movie of some sort, and I think there's one with Korra, I believe, or Kyoshi. Maybe it's Kyoshi. There's a lot of K's. There's a lot of K's, chap. Speaking of K's, KC, yo, Chris, there's talks of new trailers dropping tomorrow for RE8 DLC. Oh, new games? Really? RE8 DLC? Oh, wow. I thought they were done with that, like, support for that game. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. And new Resident Evil games? Nice. Check that out. Yes, it has been short. Oh, yeah, I mean, the shorts, definitely. No, I have a number of shorts that, in terms of like videos, like my highest is One Piece, my One Piece review. But in terms of shorts, yes, I have a couple of shorts that are in the tens of thousands. Yeah, my recent one that Cash was pointing out, the one my top 5 favorite songs, Hasbin Hotel. I think that's at like 16. It might be at 17,000 right now, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome. So, and it keeps like consistently performing well like every hour. So it's like nice. It's good to have those kind of shorts or videos that are just earning views no matter what. And that's like one of those, which is really cool. It's bringing a lot of people to the channel. And a wiki, the fact that they've said they're not going to be able to cover everything concerns me. Considering the length of the episodes in live action are longer total than the first season of the animated series. True, because like as far as I know, like it's 8 episodes and they're each like an hour long. So yeah, whereas like you have the season 1, it's 20 episodes and they're like 22 minutes long. So yeah, I mean, I'm not against them cutting some stuff. Like, I don't need to see The Great Divide. You can get rid of that. The Fortune Teller, you can get rid of that. But, there's some essential episodes that you should cover and adapt. Like, obviously, the first 2, The Boy and the Iceberg, obviously, and The Avatar Returns. And then you have The Southern Air Temple, which we saw footage from that. Like, that's there. Clearly there. Here, I'll switch back to here, too. What else? I mean, you got to do... You can skip in prison. I don't need to see Haru. I'm good with that. I'm good with him. You got to have the Storm episode. You got to have the Blue Spirit episode in there. I think that's pretty important. Obviously, they're doing the Siege of the North and the Waterbending Masters and all that. So those last 3 episodes are in there. Actually, let's go through it. Let's go through what episodes they're most likely going to incorporate. And this is just my guess. Obviously, the Warriors of Kyoshi. So like the first 4 episodes are definitely covered. Let's see here. Avatar: Last Airbender, Season 1 episodes. This is what I don't think anything's, like, confirmed or, like, what episodes they're specifically going to cover. This is just my speculation. But I think, yeah, The Boy and the Iceberg and The Avatar Returns, I think those are obvious. The Southern Air Temple, which we've seen footage from there, so that's clearly in there. Warriors of Kyoshi, of course. King of Omashu is in there. We saw Boomy, so first 5 episodes. I think they're skipping Imprisoned. I know that they're doing Winter Solstice Part 1 and Part 2, so that's both in there. So I'm thinking they're skipping Imprisoned, which I'm not upset about. Waterbending Scroll, I don't think so. I don't know if that'll be in there with the pirates and Katara stealing that. Maybe. Jet, we know Jet's in there. We definitely know that Jet's in there. Great Divide, they're skipping, obviously. Like, I'd be shocked if the Great Divide's in there. I would be like, are you kidding me? The Storm is in. We saw parts of the Storm. Blue Spirit, obviously, is in there. I think they're probably skipping the Fortune Teller. Bottle of the Water Tribe. I think they might be skipping Bottle of the Water Tribe. I wonder if they're going to keep the Deserter in there, which is the one where they're introduced to the John, who is, I guess in a way, technically Ain's first firebending master. That would be, I feel like it's kind of essential, especially to learn more about Zhao. I think they should keep that in there. We know the Northern Air Temple's in there because of Danny Pudi. He's playing the machinist, or the professor. And then, the Waterbending Master, and then the two-part finale. So I think they'll probably keep most of them. So the ones that I think, again, they'll skip will be Imprisoned. They'll definitely skip Imprisoned. I think they'll probably skip the Waterbending Scroll. The Great Divide, obviously, is not in there. Fortune Teller probably gone. Bato most likely gone. And so, but then I think the rest they're going to probably keep. So we'll see. We'll see. This is a good question. It's a good question, though.